All right, we are here. Cool, cool. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Make sure we get everything set up. We'll be good to go. All right. We'll wait till everybody starts pouring in, and then we'll go ahead and get started with the live stream. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. All right. So who do we have here? Happy Father's Day. Thanks, Nichols. I appreciate it. Yeah, happy Father's Day to everybody out there. It's a big day for people like me. I'm really excited for today. I get to go see my son. So, yeah, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Hope everybody's enjoying their day. So we'll wait for everybody to come in. But I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing good. Obviously, we got a lot to go over today. It's been a crazy week. So we definitely have a lot to talk about. Thank you, guys. Is it the first day of summer? Man, I swear, I don't even know what time, like what season it is anymore. I'm confused these days. There's so much going on now. But yeah, first day of summer and it's Father's Day. Hope all of you are doing well. If you guys have kids, for all the dads out there, I hope all of you guys are having a great day, spending time with your kids, enjoying the time because it goes by fast. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. All right, yep, we're gonna get into it in just a minute, and then, yeah, answer all the questions, all that stuff. There's a lot going on. First time live from Southern California. How's it going, Frank? Nice to meet you. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for the Father's Day wishes. I appreciate it. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there, all the dads out there doing their thing. It's also the longest day of the year. Really? I missed it there. From Paris. Bonjour. Enchanté. How's it going, guys? We got Amber in the house. How's it going? Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, wishing me happy Father's Day. I appreciate it. Those of you guys don't know, yeah, I am a dad. I have a son. That's him. He's adorable. I know. I know. Breathed it in. My kid is so cute. I know. Devin, how's it going? Everybody, how's it going? So give me your honest opinion on what you think cruising is going with Europe and with celebrity in the summer. We'll get on that in a minute. I'll answer all the cruise stuff, that at least to the best of my ability. It's why we're here. We're going to talk about all that good stuff. Wait for a couple more people to pour in, then we'll go ahead and get started. Yes, thank you, Frank. I appreciate that. You guys hit that like button while you're here. 58 of you here so far. I need 58 likes. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Caught your live. That's right, Sean. Nice to meet you. How are things going in Florida? It's going. It's interesting. We got coronavirus everywhere. I can tell you that. From Glasgow. I've been to Glasgow 2 times. Such a good place. I definitely got to go back over to Scotland. Beautiful place. I appreciate that, guys, for all the Father's Day wishes. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It really does. You have no idea. So, yeah, being a dad can be a journey. I can tell you that. It can be rough sometimes. So, you know, we get through it. But anyway, all right, so, you know, as you guys have seen, there's a lot of stuff going on with the industry. You see what happened with Clea this week, and yeah, it's unfortunate. I'll put it that way. Really, really unfortunate news. And, you know, but at the end of the day, honestly, I think a lot of us aren't really surprised. I know a lot of you guys seen, I've put it in my videos plenty of times. I've been kind of expecting this. And I'm not trying to be negative or pessimistic, but it's just, it is what it is at the end of the day. From St. Pete, are we talking about St. Pete, Russia? Or are we talking about St. Pete, like Florida? Because you're not too far from me. All right, let's see. Headed to St. Thomas for 7 days. Hope things are good. How have you heard? Have I heard what? Austin, Texas, 6th Street. Good time over there. Second. You'll be down where, Wednesday? What, in Tampa? Pinellas County. You got to hit me up. I live in Tampa. I'm in Ybor, like literally 5 minutes away from the cruise port. I'm not far. Was that real, last 200 you received last week? Yeah, actually. And I got to reach back out to that guy. Somebody gave me a $200 super chat last week. And I finally got in contact with them via Facebook, on Facebook Messenger. And he basically told me that he was just trying to find the most productive way to get rid of his stimulus check. So he gave me $200 to support my channel. I still don't know what to say. I got to give this man some merch or something, you know, because I appreciate that. That really goes a long way, especially in these crazy times right now, because YouTube Ain't exactly paying the bills right now. North Carolina says hello. Karen Carter, how you doing? All right, Karen, all jokes aside, though, I gotta wonder, are you tired of all the Karen memes going around? Like, do people bother you and make jokes about your name? I'm so curious about that. What's my Facebook name? Try Justin Alexander, you'll find me. I'm doing like a little breakdance pose type deal. You'll see it. Shauna, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. First super chat of the night. Thank you so much. Sorry, have you heard how the virus is affecting St. Thomas? Just a little. Oh, thank you for all your information. Sorry, it's not too much. I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't heard anything about St. Thomas in particular. Parts of the Caribbean are cooperating. Parts of them are ready to receive cruises coming into their islands. But, you still got the CDC and you got all these organizations involved. And, it's just across the board. It's not happening anytime soon, at least until September. I don't know why they call them Karen and not Becky. Well, we're all adults here, right? I think there was I know there was a song out called Becky by a rapper named Plies, and Becky means another adult term, so we can't say Becky. I appreciate that. Guys, my moderator Scott says Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day, guys. I'm gonna say it the whole time we're doing this live. Happy Father's Day, guys. Still haven't received my stimulus check since I was furloughed. Scratch economy, celebrity DJ with Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Did you apply for anything at all? Anything else? Apply for the EIDL loan. If you got like a side hustle or something like that, you could potentially get $1,000. I applied for that. I haven't heard anything back yet, but it's just something to try to maybe push, get some extra revenue in for you, like a nice check. So yeah, look up. It's called Plies, and actually Plies is from Florida. It's called Becky. I say it's a real adult term. It's that's why people aren't being called Becky. Becky is like I guess, how can I say this? The raunchy white girl, right? that's what the term Becky comes from. That's why they have Karen instead of Becky. I'm a little broke this week after payday, so I'll give you another super chat. I appreciate that, but it's not necessary. I mean, honestly, Dax, you've been supporting the channel since like day one. I appreciate you either way. I appreciate all you guys that support the channel. Thank you so much. Reco Alexander, how's it going? Hey, we got the same, my middle name is Alexander, so it's similar. New to your channel, glad I'm here. I'm glad you're here too, Karen. And don't worry, I won't make any jokes about your name being Karen. Well, I might throw a Karen joke every now and then in my videos, but that's it. You say, Scott, I strongly suggest crew members diversify right now and look for work on land until cruising resumes. Yeah. That's what I've been saying. I mean, a lot of people don't like when I bring this stuff up, but if you're a crew member, actually anybody right now needs to try to always diversify your income. In these troubling times, to be honest, in any industry, there is no telling what's going to happen. Love your channel. I appreciate that. I love you for supporting my channel. Thank you. Anybody out there, seriously, before we get more in depth in the cruise ship stuff, guys, I'm still waiting for people to come in. There is no telling what's going to happen with the world. So to be honest, all of you, everybody, if you don't have diversified income, other sources of revenue, get it. Like, I don't have a set job. I do this YouTube channel, which it's slowing down now because obviously the revenue isn't what it used to be because everything's going on with the economy. But I do my YouTube channel. I do car detailing. I do Uber, Lyft. I dance I have shows that I've been doing. They're just starting back up because the economy's starting to slowly open back up. But still, I tried my best to diversify my income as much as I can. Like, even on my YouTube channel alone, I got like 3 different revenue sources. So I think everybody right now, diversify, especially if you are on a cruise ship. Any land job offers for crew members. I mean, Amazon, if you're in America, Amazon's always hiring. Do you think it's more for younger people not to following the rules? I think it's everybody, honestly. A lot of people like to try to point the finger somewhere. It sucks. Like and I don't want to get political, but the governor, he made a statement saying that it's all the Latino people that are causing the spike in coronavirus cases here in Florida, which isn't true. I mean, it's everybody. Everybody's at the club. Everybody's doing all this crazy stuff. So, yeah, I'm a car guy. What detailing do you do on cars? I do all detailing. I mean, I just don't do like the crazy stuff like ceramic coatings and stuff. So I do like basic interior, exterior, full details, carpet shampooing, leather shampooing, stuff like that. Are you on any other platform? Yeah, look at my link. Not on this channel, whenever this video uploads, but if you look at the other videos, I have a link to my Facebook group. I'm also on Instagram. I leave the link to all my social media platforms on my descriptions for my videos. So you can check all that out. I said your first. Oh, I'm sorry. How do I say it? I'm curious. Thank you, Diane. Yeah, guys, follow my moderator. Smash that like button. There's 94 people in here so far. 96. Make sure you guys hit that like button while you're here. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. I was going to do that with last. I don't think that's for me. Anyway, hope all you guys are doing well. So what are you guys' questions about everything going on within the industry? Because there's a lot right now. Oh, here we go. From Michael. Should I cancel my November cruise flying from Tampa to San Juan in November for Royal Caribbean? I mean, honestly, as far as the cancellations, I may make a video talking about this between should you take the future cruise credit or should you cancel? At the end of the day, it's at your discretion. It's your opinion. You should look at it because you got to look at the factors, right? On the future cruise credit, yeah, it's great, and it's kind of your way to still supporting the cruise ship industry. But you got cruise lines like Royal Caribbean trying to give a little bit of leeway, and it's understandable. But they're saying in order for you to get your refund, it could be anywhere from 3 to 6 months before you get a refund, like your cash refund back. But that's because all the money that you send over to them goes to all these different sources and taxes and port fees and everything else. They got to get all that back and send it to you. Then they also got millions of people they got to send the money back to. So it's a timely process. So you got to look at that. But if you want to get the future cruise credit, there's also going to be tons and tons of people that are going to have future cruise credit as well. I'm going to make a video about that, but it's like it's racking up. When you have like millions of people with future cruise credit, how are the cruise lines going to accommodate that? That's the question of the day. That is the question of the day. All right, check this. Left the UK to get my French passport and paperwork done and start working on the Oasis as a tech. Oh, where'd it go? I gotta find it again. Sorry, it just kind of slipped off from under me. Did it get deleted? I missed it. Anyway, from Karen. I don't like how Carnival Cruise Lines misled people by saying that they would sail by August 1st. They opened the booking so they can get cash. You are right about that. You're right. And I was going to make a video about that. I still might because, Carnival, what people don't understand about the cruising industry is that at the end of the day, it's still a business. And the business is being run by people whose only objective, their only job is to make revenue for the company. And they do these marketing strategies, right? These psychological marketing strategies to make everything sound good because, they need money at the end of the day. Like Carnival has enough money to sustain themselves for, I don't know, another year or so, but there's never too much money, especially with these lines. They're trying to get as much revenue in as they can on top of the money that they've gathered up with their credit lines. So I don't think the future cruise credit is worth it because more cruise lines are raising prices. And it's inevitable. They're going to raise the prices because what people don't understand is that you now have millions of people all over the world dispersed between all the cruise lines with future cruise credit. And if the cruise lines, let's say cruises start back up, everybody's going to jump and try to use all their future cruise credit all at once. How do you think that's going to play out? You know what I mean? It's going to be a big mess. And that's going to be a whole another obstacle that the cruise lines have to get over with everyone trying to use their future cruise credit, redeem their future cruise credit. So you got to take that into consideration. Just tuning in from Brave Bird. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Do you think cruises will operate by December? We're booked for New Year's on the Valor. So here's the thing about that. I've been saying for months, right? And I know a lot of you that have been following me, and I'm not trying to say this isn't, and I told you so. But I've been telling people for a while that cruising will probably happen around fall. And this was like back in April that I was saying it, just due to all the factors that are in the equation. It's not just the cruise lines have a say. There's still the CDC, the flights, all that takes into consideration. But in regards to that, I personally believe, and this is just my opinion, if cruising doesn't resume by around September, October, around that time, they're probably just going to call it for the rest of the year because it'd be too much of a scramble to try to get cruises operating again at one of the busiest times of the year, right? Summer's the first busiest, and the second season that's the busiest for cruising is Christmas time. And people are already a hassle to deal with, even when things are going perfectly. So you got to take that into consideration in regards to, being hopeful about cruising suddenly happening around November, December. That's 2 months, and that's 2 months of a headache, to be honest with you. So, yeah. But that's my opinion on the matter. When do you think cruising will really restart? I'm aiming for September. I think they might have things a little bit more established. September, October, they might get the ball rolling. But if that doesn't happen, again, like I just said, they may just go ahead and push, out the rest of 2020 and start up in 2021. That's my prediction because I can't see them, pushing forward and say, oh, we're going to start in November, December. That doesn't make sense. You're going to start cruising on the last 2 months of the year. Doesn't make sense. So yeah. By the way, guys, hit that like button. I appreciate everybody telling everybody hit the like button. Thank you so much. We got 114 people in here. Let's get 114 likes. All right. Should drive the price using the credit. Who? The cruise lines? What do you mean? I've been canceled twice with Carnival. Hopefully not a third time in April 2021. No, I think cruises will be back by then. Cruises will be back at least, and I mean bare minimum. And this is being, I guess, negative to a certain degree. Like the worst I think it'll get is maybe 2021. Fingers crossed it doesn't go that far, but we'll see. We'll have to see. How long or how many cruises have you been on? What's your favorite cruise line? I've been on 3 cruises as a passenger. So most of my experience comes from working on board cruises. I did a couple short-term contracts where I was doing flyouts for Carnival for a little while, and it was a very, very brief time. And then I did one contract with Norwegian. So, but the thing is, and what I try to explain to everybody, I'm somebody, it doesn't matter how many cruises not how many cruises or how much time you spend on cruises. I was on a cruise or a ship virtually for 6 months, working 2 days out of the week, and I had privileges to go to the guest areas and stuff and actually be like a cruiser, I guess you could say. And I had a lot of time to understand the internal knowledge because I knew everything that was going on the back end. So if you guys watch my videos, you see that most of my experience and the things that I talk about come from my perspective as a crew member as opposed to being a passenger. I have more knowledge on that. I'm just a people watcher, so I've seen what goes on with with the passengers. Watching from Belize. Oh, I miss Belize. It's a cool place, by the way. Definitely an underrated port, in my opinion. So let's see. I just missed a couple questions. Man, all right. Can you take another cruise from another country? Not right now. I don't think they're going to allow at some point. I think it's already happening in some of the northern European countries. They're allowing people to jump over, with the exception, some people may have to quarantine, some don't. I think with that line I did a video about a couple days ago, that smaller line over in Norway, they're allowing people to come in from Sweden, Iceland, and Denmark without having to quarantine. They're allowed to come in, but anybody else has to do a 10-day quarantine. But I think it's only a matter of time. Starting next month, I know the EU, Europe is supposed to be opening up a little bit more and allowing people within Europe to travel within Europe. So that may be possible. But from America to Europe, I can't see that happening anytime soon. Carnival to get a class action lawsuit, and also in the state of Virginia, Carnival would be considered a felon. What do you mean? Would be considered a felony than obtaining money through false pretenses. Yeah, Carnival has that going on. I haven't seen anything on it in a while, but from what I saw, Norwegian has that going on as well. They have a situation, or they had one a couple months ago where they were trying to, entice people to buy by saying the coronavirus is going to be gone by a certain point in time, and it didn't happen. So I have a cruise in December on Carnival. Do you think it'll sell? If cruises aren't back up on in September, October, I don't think it'll be happening for the rest of the year. That's just my opinion, but that's how I feel, Have you been here before? Yeah, I've been to Belize. Yeah, I have. If you go to my Facebook, if you're on my Facebook group, go to my picture. There's a picture I have in Belize. My profile picture is from Belize. So yeah, it's a cool place. I've been there a couple of times with my girlfriend, and yeah, we've been around. Let's see. All right, how are things going to affect the entertainment industry on board? Will we still see expensive sets like Cirque du Soleil shows, or will they be downgraded? Thanks for what you do. Thank you for commenting, and thank you for supporting the channel. That's a big deal, and that's something I've been talking about a lot with both on my YouTube channel and with my friends that are still working in entertainment on board. Some shows will be downgraded. It just depends on the contract type, right? Let's say if it's a show let's say my show with Norwegian. That show will probably be downgraded, or they may try to work out a contract because it's a Broadway show, which means that Norwegian paid for the license. If it's a show that technically Royal Caribbean or the cruise line owns, they're not going to downgrade it. They may cut the amount of people that are in the staff in that show, the cast, but that'll probably be the extent of it. I would hope that sorry, that's on for a second. These stages and these places where they do the shows, they don't go dark where they don't have a show there. But, we'll see. More likes needed. Yeah, guys, we need to get to that 100 likes. We need to. So let's see. Yep, theft by deception. Lawsuits are filed. Yeah, there's going to be, just even with Carnival, the lawsuits that are coming alone with Carnival in this situation that they have going on, and then you got Norwegian, there are going to be tons and tons and tons and tons of lawsuits that are going to go on for the next couple years easily. And I think the cruise lines are definitely taking that into consideration. You think the constant pushback of resuming sailing will destroy the cruise line's credibility with cruisers? With a lot of people, yeah. There are a lot of people that are going to be loyal to the industry regardless, But to be honest, yeah, there's going to be a lot of backlash. The cruise lines, well, you got to think about it this way. The cruise lines have spent decades trying to build up their reputation to get people to cruise. So, they're going to have to start from essentially scratch, right? They're going to have the loyal followers that are going to be there. But other than that, they're going to have to rebuild and build the trust with people, especially the younger people like me and people that are younger than me that already have this stigma around that cruising isn't for us. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see. We're booked for January 24th. Do you think it'll sell? Unless something crazy happens, unless we see these aliens next, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what's going to happen anymore with the world, right? Unless something crazy happens, like aliens or a meteor, right? Knock on some wood, because nothing would surprise me these days if aliens were to show up. Sailing would definitely happen in January. I'm assuming they're going to probably have like a vaccine, or they'll have things a little bit more established so that they have cruising. I'm missing a ton of questions. Sorry, guys. I know they're just flowing in. I'm doing my best to get to everything, but you know how it is. Do you think Thanksgiving cruise is going to take place? We have decided if we're going to go away in October instead. Like I said, guys, I'm going to probably repeat this a couple times, but if I believe that if cruising doesn't start around how they say, let's say September and October, I think they might just go ahead and nix, cruising for the rest of 2020. Because I think it'd be too much of a hassle to try to go ahead and start with a big explosion of cruises at the last quarter of the year, at November, December. If they try to just bust out cruising, everybody at that time is going to want to redeem the future cruise credit and all that other stuff. Sailing with masks, people aren't going to like that. People aren't going to like that at all. Will the crew have a break? No. They're going to be, as soon as they get back on it, as soon as the cruise lines get back on it, they're going to bring that crew right back in. The ones that are going to want to come in, they're going to bring the crew right back. And of course, the crew are definitely going to have their hands full because they're going to have new, the industry is going to change. They're going to have new procedures and everything else that goes into running a cruise line. They're going to have a lot more stricter policies. Do you think the crew members will earn less money when the cruises resume? Possibly. That's definitely a possibility. And there's just this whole idea that the crew members aren't making any money. But it just depends. Like, you have to understand, like, a lot of cruise lines say, the ones that sail out of the United States, they're paying people to get the crew members in USD. So, like, for example, what is considered, like, let's say $500 USD to me is not any money at all. That doesn't even pay a piece of my bills. Whereas $500 in the Philippines USD is worth a lot more. That's how it is. I will not wear a mask on a cruise. I don't think anybody will. People will get tired of it. They'll walk in with the mask and stuff like that. But I don't think anybody, especially the avid cruisers that don't want things to change, right? They think it's a good idea, and they're willing. They can say all they want right now that they're willing to do anything that they can to get back on a cruise. But when push comes to shove, they're going to want their original formula back. Lauren, you're silly. I can't get tan with a mask. Yeah, you can have like a mask tan. I think that might be all the new hype. Like, that might be a trend. You should try it. I don't know. I don't think who knows? You might be more attractive with it. I don't know. You're already gorgeous, but at the same time, maybe have that mask tan. It might be a new thing. Just try it out. Do you think Virgin Voyages will cease to exist and Richard Branson will sell off the Scarlet Lady? That's been a big talk, and I think Don, he did a video about that. And that's a big speculation to make, a big assumption to make if anybody's assuming it, but you can't rule it out. They haven't even set sail yet. For all we know, they could sell off the Scarlet Lady and whatever other ship they have being built, and that'll be the end of it. Who knows? Who knows? Third cruise canceled. I rescheduled. They changed me. Wow. And then the fees again. Never got a refund. The cruise credit is $600 they gave me for on board, even though you can't use it because we're not on board, right? The amount I overpaid on a cruise is $944.14 now. That is insane. Yeah, I don't know. They got to work something out. The cruise lines have to work something out. But it's just, you got so many things not on their side right now. There's so many things not on the cruise line side right now. And, one thing that I try my best to make clear with this situation, guys, is that, I'm always on both ends, right? I guess I could play devil's advocate. I would never say that it's just the CDC. Like, I know, for example, Don or whoever, and I'm not trying to knock any of those guys, right? Everybody has their own opinion, and you can't fault anybody for it, right? The thing is, I think that everybody involved could be doing better, but that's a given, right? That's obvious, especially in hindsight. And I just think there needs to be some corrections made, and people need to get things a little bit more organized. Maybe the cruise lines need to work with the CDC better, or be a little vocal about it that they are. Give people a little bit more peace of mind, and I think it'll work out a lot better. So, whoa, by the way, Brave, wow, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Didn't you already give me a super chat? Thank you so much. Thank you, seriously. All right, do you remember the cruise line Discovery? I used to work there. It was horrible, and it made the best of it. Well, I've never even heard of it, and obviously they're not around anymore, so that kind of backs up your claim that they weren't a good cruise line to work for. Don't you think? I've never heard of Discovery. They're not even on the map for me. I don't even know who they are. All right, do you think the cruise industry were ever going back the way it was pre-COVID? No. No, and that's the world, guys. Like, there's so much happening right now. You don't understand, right? We are in a revolutionary change. The entire world is about to change, and I know a lot of people get, not closed-minded, but my channel is about cruising. But at the same time, if you read between the lines, you see the entire world is literally in like a transformation point right now. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows what currency is going to look like after this. Maybe we'll all get into Bitcoin after this. I don't know. But the structure of the entire world is about to change. Corporate offices are going to not cease to exist, but they're probably going to go down a little bit because a lot of offices are realizing you can just have people work from home remotely, save them a lot of money. A lot of changes are going to occur. And that's just around the world. Mary Lou Long, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. I got to get like a button or like a ship horn or something for when people give me super chats. I got to figure something out. When are you going to do a video on the Bahama Paradise? Man, and you know what? I do need to do that video, especially now. All right, here's what I need to do, especially because they have sailings out of Florida. I'm going to see what they're going to do about this situation that just passed as far as cruising not happening in the United States until September 15th, and then I'll make a video on it because I know a lot of cruise lines, all of them are going to come out with statements now regarding what they're going to do and, reimbursements, future cruise credit. So I'm about to be really, really busy because I got to make these videos. So whenever they come out with the statement with, what they're going to do, I'll make a video for that cruise line. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get to everybody as best I can. I have a group cruise with Carnival on December 7th. I only received the initial deposit from clients. Should I just request a refund and wait for the 2021 sailings? Yeah, on that, I mean, a group cruise is a different situation. I think, especially since you're dealing with everybody else's money and all that's involved, it'd probably be just the best to try to refund as opposed to go with the future cruise credit or whatever it is, because that's going to be a headache for you later on. So let's see. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to cycle through and get to everybody. The world has changed the way it was. It will never be the same. You're right. This is just pushing the digital revolution for one, right? This is a new world that we're living in, and things are going to be a lot more autonomous now after this is done. Things are going to change. It's inevitable, and it's not just with the cruising industry. Everywhere is going to change now. Everywhere. It's undeniable at this point. Let's see. All right. See, that's how you get revenge on somebody you don't like at all. Hold on. I don't get that. Set them on their skin. I'm so confused on what that means. I'm sorry, Dax. I'm sorry. Let's see. It just upsets me how the cruise lines are getting the blame for what's going on. It's not just the cruise lines. It's there's an attack for the most part on the leisure businesses, right? You see the NBA, they're talking about not starting up at all. Nobody knows what's going on in the NFL. Concerts are shut down, right? So it looks like an attack because it's something that you want to do. And the problem is a lot of people just aren't thinking about it on the grand scheme of things. We're still in the middle of the pandemic. Right? Yeah, they are technically attacking, like the CDC. They're not giving any word, not helping the cruise lines out. But also, they don't have anything on their side, right? The United States isn't going to help them out because cruise ships, with the exception of the Pride of America, they're not owned here, right? So they have no incentive to help the cruise lines out, except with the exception of maybe the workers that are working for these companies. But that's a small portion compared to the rest of the world. So the United States isn't going to help cruise lines out. And the Bahamas isn't going to help the cruise lines out. I don't know if they have the money or whatever the case is, but it's just a complicated situation, to be honest with all of you. It's not an attack. I'm going to make a dedicated video on it. Probably, I'm thinking about doing that tomorrow just to break up the confusion, but there's still a pandemic going on. It's not an attack on cruise lines. If anything, it's an attack on the entertainment world, the leisure business, the relaxation business, the travel business. They're all being attacked, So let me see. Sorry, guys. If I don't get to you, I'm doing my best. All right. And by the way, smash that like button, guys. We need to get to 100. Let's see. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, too. I have a cruise booked for 2021, 2022, respectively. I hope things are straightened out by then with no mask. I'm sure they will be. At least I hope so. Do you think cruises will have a chance to get approved for European governments? I'm still on that decision that I think if cruising were to start anywhere, it'll be in Europe. They already got smaller ships going out, like the coastal cruises over in Norway. So that may expand. I think, what was another place I was getting ready to start up? I forgot where it was. But yeah, you know, they're expanding. So I think Europe, as far as the mainstream cruise lines, might be the first ones. Let's see, what cruise line do you think is handling this the best? That's a good question. It's not Carnival, I'll tell you that. I mean, it's probably the ones that have been the most quiet, and the smaller ones too. Maybe Viking, MSC. They kind of waited for their right moment to talk. The ones that are just speaking when it's the right time, as opposed to just blurting out stuff to get everybody hyped up again. Those are the best ones, right? I think Royal Caribbean is, for them to be as large as they are, I think they're handling this pretty well. The CEO, when he makes his statements, he's very honest a lot of the time. He has no problem saying, I don't know, which is the right response to the situation. So happy Father's Day. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Let's see. How's social distancing going to work for couples? Can't touch your wife or husband on the ship. Social distancing cannot work on the ship. Can't work. I made a whole video about it. It's impossible, especially for the crew. It can't work on board the ships. Social distancing is not a thing on board cruise ships. There's no way. Even if you only have 50% occupancy, people are still going to be touching, drunk, hooking up. All that stuff's going to be happening on board the ship. You can't social distance. It defeats the whole purpose of the cruise. Norway allowing Norway, France allowing French only. Yeah, I mean, from what I saw in the article, for that cruise line sailing on the coast of Norway, they're allowing Sweden, Iceland, and Denmark as well. Have a cruise over Thanksgiving. What do you think? If cruising doesn't start by September, October, I think they might just call it for the rest of the year. Again, my opinion, but that's just my assumption. It just doesn't make sense to try to start up the last 2 months of the year. It's too hectic. Maria Robinson, thank you so much for the super chat. Enjoy your son today. I will. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's see. Karen, I'm wondering why the cruise lines didn't call Carnival out. What do you mean? Like the other cruise lines? I guess they don't want to start that war, you know. Unlike and again, I don't want to get political, but unlike the economy and the governments and stuff here and the way that the U.S. is here, the cruise lines are trying to have some type of unity, because if they start dividing amongst themselves, there's no hope. There's no hope. And they're all in clear. You're right. Exactly. They're all in clear. So they're going to stick together regardless, you know, and that's the same reason the sister brands or other brands aren't lining up, because if they don't stick together and they fall apart and they start attacking each other, they're just going to put more fuel to the flame, and the media is going to eat them alive more than they already have. So, you know, it's a crappy situation, but again, I'm going to talk about it. I don't just blame the CDC or anything like that. There's so many factors involved. D. Whitmore, what is that? What is that emoji? I'm so confused. Is that lotion? Oh, hand sanitizer. Okay, sorry, I was confused. I didn't know there was a hand sanitizer emoji. Let's see. I'm booking on Carnival Horizon September 27th. I'm still holding on hope. My April cruise is canceled. I'm sorry to hear that, but you know, we're all trying to be as positive as we can be. We can only hope that September happens. You know, hopefully it gives the cruise lines time to structure, reorganize, and get some solid things going with the CDC and all the other health organizations around the world. Is it true what you just spoke? What do you mean? Is what true? So, but I really am just hoping it gives, you know, the cruise lines time to restructure, reorganize, get the crew home. That's the priority. It should be the priority. All right. If you can stop by later with your words of wisdom, we go live at 6 p.m. Standard Time Q&A. I wish I could, to be honest, but you know, it's Father's Day. I got to pick up my son after this, and he's already waiting for me to pick him up. But I'm trying to stick to my schedule, so I wish I could. But we can do another live if you want to set something up. Just link up with me on my Facebook group or Instagram or my email. Just hit me up. We can set something up for sure. I'm definitely down. Let's see. I'm going to buy an RV and cruise across the country. Not a bad idea. You can do that right now. You can do that right now. Wise advice. Cruise lines need to have unity in this terrible time. Stick together regardless of the competition present. Yeah, they've been doing that. you know, it's kind of one of those things. Either have something nice to say or say nothing at all. That's the situation. And I am going to stress this a lot next week, right? While the cruise lines have this time, you know, they also need to set something up with the CDC, get things organized. They need to get the crew home, because if the crew aren't happy, right? Happy crew, happy ship. Isn't that typically how it works, right? If they don't get the crew home and get them settled and reorganized and get their contracts re-signed, how are you going to cruise? You know, people are missing out on that part. They really are. Let me see, Amber. Do you think new health protocols and technology could improve cruising after all this is over? Yeah, they'll have to improve, though. That's the thing. Yeah, Scott answered you too. They'll have to. Going on the Carnival breeze in December 5th. Hopefully it happens. I really do hope it does. D. Whitmore, thank you so much for the super chat. She said, Happy Father's Day, ice cream on me. I'm not a huge fan of ice cream, to be honest with you guys. I'm not a huge fan. Like, I'm very particular. It has to have, it can only be vanilla for the most part, right? Whipped cream, right? Chocolate syrup a little bit, not too much. And some jimmies. Oh, I forgot, my bad. You commoners call them sprinkles or something like that. They're called jimmies. It's a fancy way to put it. That's the only time I eat ice cream. That's it. Happy birthday. It's not my birthday. It's just Father's Day. I'm not looking forward to my birthday. I'm getting old, right? I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but 28 to me is old. For a break dancer that's flipping over people and stuff, 28, back's going to give out soon. I hope not, but we'll see. Adding fuel in the situation and burn each other alive, don't come out together. Yeah, well, look what's happening here in the United States. And again, I'm not trying to get political, but you guys know it's a mess. It's a mess here. It really is. Everybody's so divided right now. You're a puppy. I don't know, man. You see this gray hair coming in? Look at this. Look at this. There's a little, look right there. It's a piece of gray hair coming in. I see it somewhere. Oreo cheesecake. That's right. We can get back with Norwegian. I'm telling you, look, I got these bags under my eyes. You see the crow's feet coming in? I'm getting old. I need to stop. Seriously. No, we don't got to match. I'm telling you, I'm just worried. Thankfully, I'm not going bald. I got all this hair. It's fluff. I'm happy about that. But do you like Oreo cheesecake? Yeah, of course. I love Oreo cheesecake, but it has to be from Norwegian. Anywhere else is. Everybody keeps telling me to try the one over at Cheesecake Factory. I'm not down for that. I might take the risk, but if I'm not happy, I'm gonna let everybody know. So we're in Florida. I'm in Tampa Bay, Florida. What's the best cruise line to work on? Royal Caribbean. As far as the main guys, Royal Caribbean. Everywhere else has too many rules. If you work for Norwegian, for example, you can't even drink liquor in the crew bar. It's beer and liquor. Or beer and wine, beer and wine. And if you want some liquor, you got to make a concoction. I forgot what they use, but they would mix some beer and a specific wine and make a liquor type substance. It's horrible. You got a lot of rules. You got to wear your name tag everywhere, and you know, it just depends. From what I've seen and what I know, I haven't worked for Royal Caribbean, but a lot of my friends do. It's the best cruise line to work for. Have you seen the latest news about ... Javier, you got to help me out here. I don't know what that means. Let's see. What's the best? Oh, we already went there. Okay. Yeah, so crazy situation, guys. There's so much to talk about this week. It really is. You think they have a travel agent here in Belize? I'm sure they do. I hope so. Speaking of travel agencies, guys, I will announce tomorrow, but I do have my first official sponsorship with the channel. I'm not going to spam you guys with it or anything like that, but I do have a sponsorship, which I'm really excited about, and it's a travel agency that I've partnered up with, so they'll be the official sponsor for my channel for the foreseeable future. So I'll announce all that tomorrow. So if anybody wants to link up with them, I'll give the name, all the info, all the information tomorrow. And if you guys want to, book with them and ease your travel stresses, it'd probably be a good idea. So, but I'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm just excited to have my first official sponsorship. So. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been kind of waiting. I have a lot of people that reach out to me and stuff. But the thing is with me, a lot of brands and companies, because my channel has been growing, and I guess I have a little different style than most of the other cruisers. I get reached out to all the time, people that want to do brand deals, stuff like that. And, they offer all kinds of money. But in my opinion, the way I see it, I don't want to subject you guys to something that I don't believe in. You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense. I'm not going to tell you guys to go with a travel agency or to use some type of, business that I don't believe in. It doesn't make sense. So it took me a while, but after a bunch of talking and contracts and everything else, I finally found a sponsorship, which I'll tell you guys all about tomorrow. So, yep, that's the plan. Okay, well, bye. What do you mean bye? Where are you going? Display band project. Where are you going? Congrats. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you. The crew on board and all the people who work around the ports aren't making any money right now. That's who I feel the worst for with their income. Yeah, I got a lot of friends that work in the industry, you know, and a lot of them aren't making any money right now, and it's a crappy situation. Some of them got sent home when all this went down with 2 months worth of pay, you know. So you factor that in. They left in March, and then you got, you know, April, May, or sorry, they left in March, so they stopped making money in May. A crappy situation, you know. Oh, thank you, my Diane, Scott. I appreciate that. Thank you for the congratulations. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. And I promise it's not going to be spammy or anything like that. From what I've seen, and after talking to the owner of this company, he's a good guy. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's a YouTube channel. It's all part of the business, you know. But I want to do something that's hopefully going to support you guys. You know, it's a travel agency that's based here in Florida. So give everybody some peace of mind. And I'll learn along the way. Let's see. Sorry, have you seen the news on the COVID mutating? What's your opinion? I haven't seen anything. What's going on with it mutating? I thought it's been mutating. What's new about it? I wonder how they're going to get all the crew back. Yeah. So I'm debating, but I do want to do a video. There's about 40,000 crew members still left out at sea. 40,000. Now, and the difference that I try to explain to people, why the whole thing got expedited with the crew getting sent back home, or the crew versus the guest. You know, the guests are paying the bills, right? And the guests are the ones that are going to sue as opposed to the crew members. And on top of that, you had a lot of people that were guests that have families at home and stuff, and they were making a lot of noise, getting the media involved, and that's not something the cruise lines really need. Right? When the majority of the American, let's say, or the people that are from America, Australia, a lot of the, I guess you could say, first world countries are making a lot of noise and getting the media involved, that's bad news for the cruise lines, you know? So they had to make sure they got everybody back. The crew, and it's not that they're expendable, but, you know, it's a whole other situation with them. They've already signed contracts and stuff. They know, I guess, the risk of working on a cruise ship, even though I think they should have been home by now. So they gotta figure it out. And it's not just the cruise lines, right? Things probably could have been done better. I don't know everything that's going on you know, with the cruise lines. I don't know what they're doing, but they could be a little bit more open about what they're doing with the CDC, you know, and other health organizations all over the world. All right. How do you look up cruise line jobs if you live in America? Just look up the cruise line. They always have employment opportunities on the website, or you can look at other employment websites as well. If you're in entertainment, you can look at auditions coming up. It's all on the internet now. Everything's digital. Bro, do you have a link to help somebody get a cruise job? I did a video. I might just leave the link up on how to get a cruise job. It's like how you get any other job. You have to just put in the application and wait and see. You just got to go in there with the understanding that there's probably thousands and thousands and thousands of people applying probably daily for each individual cruise line, especially for the bigger guys. And then you got to look at the situation right now. There's a lot going on. So cruise lines aren't going to be in such a rush to hire, to be honest with all of you. So that's just the truth. Let's see. Do you think Carnival is going to send those ships out to the breakers? I don't know. Carnival is all over the place right now. Not in a bad way, but it's just a confusing time right now. Nobody knows where they're going to send them. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I'm suing. I tripped on that like button on the way in. Hey, don't sue me, bro. Come on, man. I'm just a random guy on YouTube, man. Please. And I'm not rich, so if you want the $5 in my pocket, man, I got you. That's it. That's the best I could do, to be honest with you. Otherwise, you're trying to get any more than that, you're going to be waiting a long time. And I'm just being honest with you. Like, do I look like a rich man? I got this little IKEA setup thing. This is from IKEA, all right? So you know it looks nice, but it was probably cheap, all right? All this other stuff I got from like the dollar store and bargain shopping, okay? I don't even have a MacBook. This is all I could afford, guys. I'm broke. Don't sue me, bro. Oh, we got 100 likes. Great. That's what I'm talking about. There's an article with the CEO of Carnival talking about the ships will likely be scrapped. Yeah, and we just don't know with what lines, to be honest, because that could be Princess, that could be Holland America, that could be Cunard. You don't know. But yeah, a lot of the older ships, a lot of people are saying it might be from Carnival itself in their fantasy class because they're the older ships. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. A lot of those ships that are out there, and it could end up being more than 6 ships, could have sailed their last time back in March. I like IKEA too. I'm an IKEA addict. I'm going there tomorrow. They just opened back up. I got to go buy some stuff. You sent me an email a week ago about what? If you could, I'm sorry, because I get a ton of emails and I got like 3 different email accounts. Send it to me again and I'll make sure I take a look at it, all right? Let's see. Have you watched Riley's channel? He's still on board the ship. No, I haven't seen Riley in a while. And they're staying by choice. No pay, but Royal Caribbean is offering the option to stay or go. Yeah, I did a video about that, like about crew members or about the cruise lines trying to keep the crew members on board. Again, it's kind of one of the things. It's like a catch-22, right? People want to go home, but they also want to show their loyalty to the cruise lines, even though they're not getting paid, right? For some of them, it's a good idea for the ones that maybe don't have kids and they have an understanding with their families back at home. Because if you're not making money, why are you there? You know what I mean? You got to think about that. And a lot of them are just there because they feel like they have to show where their loyalty lies with the cruise line because they're worried about never having a job again. So it's kind of like a trap, but it's also a good thing for some people. You know, I might have to do a video on that because, you know, I think there definitely needs to be some clarification on how all of that's working, to be honest. Yeah, it's at the fantasy class. Yeah, exactly. The older videos. So I'll check out Riley's video, his channel, and I'll see what's going on with that because, you know, that's definitely a big deal. I know a lot of people are staying by choice because they don't want to deal with the hassle of trying to get home as well. Some of them want to show their loyalty. Some of them are you know, I meet a lot of people when I do cruise ship contracts or if I do like a touring contract. The issue is a lot of people are not, well, they're homeless, you know, because they're living contract to contract, you know, and it's kind of one of those things. If they can get free room and board, even though they're technically not getting paid, and just stay on the ship, they're going to do that. It makes more sense because they don't know what they're going to do if they were to go home right now. They're like, I'd rather not take the pay and just, you know, get free food. So let's see, am I ever going to work back on a ship? If the money's right. I say it all the time. I don't plan on it. I got my son here. I got my YouTube channel now. And it's just, you know what I mean? I'm not in a rush to go back on the ship. Picking up all my things and just leaving for 6 months isn't in the cards for me. I have no interest in that. I really don't. I'd rather just either do reviews or run my business and just keep moving that way. You know, I've been doing it. I've been traveling 6 months out of the year, every year for the past like 9-10 years. You get tired of it after a while. It's exhausting. Edison, yeah, that is. So if you could send it again, I appreciate it. That is my email. Is there a story about why you have to clock in your background? No. I mean, I could tell you, like, hold on, give me a second. So the reason I had this clock originally is because it looked kind of like cartoonish, I guess. There was one channel that I tried to make called Do You Remember? I'm a huge like 90s nerd. I love all the stuff from like the 90s. I think that was like the best era ever. So I had a channel called Do You Remember? And I had all this stuff and I had like a whole setup. I had a bunch of game systems in the back. It got like not shut down, but there was a bunch of things going on with YouTube where you couldn't have channels that attracted to kids. So I just kind of niched the whole thing. But it was kind of supposed to be like a, you know, just a prop. And I just kind of kept it after the whole thing happened. So, yep. Well, I know a lot of people bring up the clock. Does the clock bother some people? I'm curious. Should I get rid of the clock? Do you do your channel when you're working on the ship? Yeah, look at my old videos. If you just go to videos and filter in oldest, you'll see me on the ship. I started my channel while I was working on board. Happy Monday from New Zealand. I need to go to New Zealand. I heard you guys, well, you had no cases of the virus, and then apparently 2 people got in or something like that from another country, and now there's a couple cases of the virus over in New Zealand. What's going on with that? Is that true? Happy Father's Day. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. No, I like the clock. I don't really want to get rid of it. The 90s was simpler times. Yeah, life made sense, right? Everybody wasn't so overly sensitive about things. People weren't complaining about stuff, right? Karen wasn't a thing. That 70s show had better music. Everything was better in the 90s. I don't care what anybody says. The 90s, like the games, everything. Things are so simple. Things actually made sense back then. Nothing was overcomplicated. The 90s will go down in history as the best era of life, period. Do you still keep in contact with your friends from the spa? It was a video you did before. Yeah, I talked to my friend Lisa yesterday. The one I did the video with on the spa. Yeah. I keep in contact with a lot of my friends. Like the ones from the spa, I keep in contact with them as well. Some of them have kids now and stuff. And yeah, so I keep in contact with them as best I can. Let's just say you scrap steel market will be flooded soon. Yeah. I mean, ships are going to get scrapped. It's inevitable at this point. 90s just called. They want their clock back. No, I like my clock and I'm not getting rid of it. I like it. Let's see. New Zealand, all the New Zealanders who returned home. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a crappy situation, but you guys are handling better than we are. I'll tell you that. All right, made it late again. How are you? It's all right, man. Better late than never, right? I got 10 more minutes though, guys, by the way, and then I got to get out of here. I would love to keep going, but you know how it is. I got to go get my son after this. So, because it's already about to be 4 p.m. The 80s was great. Yeah, I don't know. I was born in '92, but from what I've seen, the '80s was a good time. That's when breaking started. I'm a b-boy. I'm a break dancer, so I would have loved to have been around that era too. The '80s and '90s, I feel was probably the best era. The hair? What do you mean the hair was the worst? Back then, people have what was called originality and style back then, right? Not trying to conform just because they think it's what everybody else is doing. The '80s looked like a good time. What was that character everybody was trying to do? What, Cyndi Lauper? They wanted her hairstyle and stuff. It was a good time. People were original. What are you doing with your son? Ice cream trip? I'm going to go see my dad, take my son to see my dad. So we got, 3 generations going on. And then we're going to eat some food. That's the plan. And I'm sure there'll be ice cream. Maybe for him, not for me. Do I see cruising in 2020? If cruising starts in September, October, I could see cruising in 2020. If they extend past September 15th and don't make a concrete date sometime in October, I think cruising may possibly be done for the rest of the year. So, love the clock, leave it. Okay, cool. I know a lot of people watch the clock. If you see, just to give you guys an indication, watch the clock when I do my videos. You can see how long it takes me to do my videos. I know a lot of people pointed that out, but oh, thank you so much, Maria, again for the super chat. 3 generations, a blessing. Yeah, it's cool to see. My dad's 78 years old, so he enjoys spending time with the grandkids, even though we have grandkids all over the place. I only got one, and I keep saying I'm one and done. I don't know. I'm sure my girlfriend at some point is probably going to pressure me at one day, but we'll see we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I don't want any more kids, but we'll see. Mary Ellen Brixie, I hope I'm saying your name right. Is it Brixie, your last name? But hey, I just found your channel. I'm watching the economy, especially Florida, since I'm from there. Tourism is so important for us. I hope your job comes back. Thank you. I mean, my jobs are good, to be honest with you. I don't work on the ship anymore, so I'm good. I'm good. Father time always bothers people. Keep the clock. Yeah, it does. You want to know my biggest fear, guys? Getting old. I don't want to get old. Like the day that I wake up, if you guys don't know, I'm a breakdancer and acrobat, right? The day I wake up and I can't do a backflip, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be depressed. I'm probably going to be that old guy that's mean all the time and cranky just because I can. And then I'll probably do something nice after. I'll be mean to a kid, then I'll buy him some ice cream or something. So that way it kind of makes it up, right? First they're sour, they do something mean, and then they just kind of take it away. Let's see. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off track. Often stay in motion and you will never age. Yeah, that's the plan. I got a lot of friends that are breakdancers and acrobats and stuff like that. They're nearing their 40s and they're more active than I am. 70s and 80s were the best. I don't know nothing about the 70s. 80s and 90s are the best, in my opinion. So enjoy your evening. Thanks for all the info. I hope you get back to the ship soon. I hope everybody can get back to the ship soon. I hope we can get back to cruising. By the way, guys, we got 8 minutes left, all right? Just so you get aware, because I do have to go in 8 minutes. I had to pick up my son, all right? All right, you're right. 80s and 90s are the best. It's so right. Of course, who can argue that? Who can argue that? If anybody, can anybody say the 80s and 90s was a bad time? No. Best movies, best games, best lifestyles. Everybody was just having a good time. People didn't care, You can't argue that. It's unarguable. I'll fight for that. I wasn't around in the 80s, but the thing that has caused me to be able to travel and have the knowledge that I did started in the 80s, breakdancing. I ended up traveling all over the world being a professional breakdancer. And if it wasn't for the 80s, we wouldn't have it. So yeah, all right. The day I can smash that like button, I will retire from the YouTube game. I like that. I like that. Yeah, anyway, guys. So just getting back to everything going on with the industry, I do have a lot of information getting put out. I'm going to try my best to be as quick with it as I can. I'm sure a lot of you know that I try my best to put some type of quality into my videos. That way it's not so boring, because I know a lot of you just don't want to have me make a video and just have me just sitting here talk. I know a lot of people like the pictures and stuff that I put in. It makes the video just seem a lot more interesting, because I know my voice could probably get a little boring and annoying after a while. So I'm going to do my best to be as quick with the videos as possible, but, just be patient as things kind of pan out. And then also, if you guys haven't, join my Facebook group, because, a lot of people might put an article up before I make the video on it, which I have no problem with, because, a lot of people just want to get informed as quickly as possible. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. No mobile phones in the video in the 80s. You had the pay phone. Yeah, it was a better time. Social media is the best, worst thing that has ever happened. Right? You can make money with it, and I think that's the only reason. You should use it as a tool to grow your influence, but you shouldn't use it to spy on other people and compare your life to others, which is unfortunately what most people do. So I just think, the world has gotten so saturated with too much. And that's why we are where we are now. People are sensitive and, some things that are being talked about are justifiable. But I think everybody is overly sensitive. You can't talk about anything these days without somebody getting offended and mad, and when they're just stating their own opinion, So it was definitely a better time, for sure. Have you done a solo cruise before? I have not. I'm trying to. So if Virgin Voyages starts running up again, I do want to jump in one of their solo cruises. Hopefully I can work something out and they can give me one for free or something. I don't know. I'm not a travel agent, so I don't know if I get those kind of perks. We'll see. We will see. People are volunteering to be on board. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to look up Riley's channel, and I'll see what's going on with that, and I'll make a video talking about that, because, again, it's just one of those things. Like, they may be volunteering, but it's not for the reasons that everybody thinks, because they just want to have fun. So congrats with your sponsors. So happy for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hopefully I can just let you guys know about the sponsorship between my videos without it being too much. I'm going to do my best to make it effortless and quick, so I can get it in without, disturbing the video. I don't think it will, but we'll see. At the end of the day, though, you can't please everybody. I have to put in these integrations because it's a business. It's like watching a TV or something like that. It's YouTube, It's part of the thing. Any real YouTuber you see, they have integrations of sponsorships and brand deals and stuff, guys. It's inevitable. If I want my channel to grow, obviously I got to fund the mission too. That's just how it is. I got to collaborate with people. I got to bring in revenue. Otherwise, I can't build. Some of the best music came from the 80s and 90s. Remember when hip hop was hip hop? I know a lot of people may not like rap and stuff, but music was so much better in the 90s. Tupac, Biggie, Eric and Rakim, right? Refugees. There's so many good bands. There are so many good groups back in the day. Can you have a look at the previous post? Which previous post? What are we talking about? Let's see. My dad passed away last year, lived till he's 80. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope he lived a full life. I'm sure if he lived to 80, he's probably seen a lot. Let's see. Best of luck on your upcoming sponsorship. I hope so. Dr. Dre, yeah? Don't get me started, Scott. I could talk about this literally all day long. I'm a B-boy, you know what I mean? Like, I stay true to the original hip-hop. This stuff they playing on the radio is not hip-hop. It's mumble rap and crappy music in order to manipulate the youth. That's what it is. I don't care what anybody said. You can call it a conspiracy, but the influence is a powerful thing. Keep that in mind. Yeah, LL Cool J, but he just did an interview with, who was it? You guys watched that guy, Trevor Noah? I think it was interesting. I don't watch that guy too often, but they did an interview, and he was talking about what hip-hop used to be. He used to send a message. Now these days, people, I don't even want to get started on that. I don't listen to the new age stuff. There's a couple people I'll listen to, like a J. Cole or something like that, but that's it. That's the gist of it. I'm picky. Old school was the best. Exactly. Old school. We call it the true school. The true school. Let's see. All right. You're too honest for this generation. Yeah, it gets me in a lot of trouble. I'll tell you that. I'm not blatantly honest. I try to be careful with my words, but I think honesty is the best formula at the end of the day. It really is. It's important. It is important. Let's see. You can't claim the 90s unless you had a cold when you beeped your friends. I like that. That's good. Even the cartoons are better. Don't get me started on cartoons. I will hang with the best of them when we talk about cartoons, right? The only cartoon that I really, really, really like is my favorite, and you guys may not have seen it. It's so underrated. We got 2 minutes left. That's right. And then we're going to get to it, right, guys? But seriously, we got the best cartoon ever. And it's on Netflix right now. You guys should check it out because it's not just for kids. Check out Avatar: The Last Airbender. That video is part of my contribution as far as wanting to travel, like with my mindset. It's so deep for a cartoon. Check out Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix. It's amazing. I think it's #1 on Netflix. My favorite show, by far. I don't care what anybody says. It's amazing. Check it out. And not the movie. Not the movie. It was crappy. The TV show, the cartoon TV show. Ships with good nightclubs. Nightclubs are important. Yeah. Hate ships with a lame DJ. I agree. DJ's got to be good. He's got to be killing the game. I watched the old Avatar, but I will check it out. No, not with the blue people. The cartoon, Avatar: The Last Airbender. You have to watch it. It'll give you. I'm telling you that show is everything. There won't be anything else like it ever. I used to watch the show all the time. Although I don't think you'll finish the series. What are you doing? It's on Netflix. Go. You have to. It's amazing. They brought in, man, they brought in, how did I forget his name? The guy that played the original, the cartoon Joker, he's in there. How did I forget his name, though? They brought in a lot of stars. I'm telling you, Rufio from Hook, he's in there. I'll go to Netflix and check it out, but I'm still a huge fan of I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. Yeah, Mark Hamill, thank you. Mark Hamill, you know, it took me forever to realize that he was playing the Fire Lord. Seriously. But I'm telling you, that is top of the class. Dragon Ball Z is underrated for sure. Not underrated. It is. It's not talked about enough these days. But Dragon Ball Z is one of the best. But I still say Avatar: The Last Airbender, as far as everything that you'd want in a show, has it. Has it. How we end up talking about cartoons? Anyway, guys. So I do got to get ready to get out of here. I wish I could stay longer, but like I said, Father's Day, got to pick up my son. I hope everybody's doing well. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Make sure you hit that like button, of course, guys. I appreciate all of you. It's going to be a busy week, so I'm going to do my best to pump out as many videos as I can because there's going to be a lot of cruise ship news coming up. And, you know, we'll see. Yeah, he is a great voice. Mark Hamill is a great voice actor. Enjoy your Father's Day. Thank you so much, guys. No, thank you. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Like I said, I wish I could stay longer, everybody. I wish I could chat, but I do have to, like, shower up and pack up and get ready to get out of here. Go see my son. So, yeah. Azula is one of the best characters. Yeah, they need to continue that. Not just comics books. They need to make finish a series with what happened after the 100-Year War. So, yeah. Anyway, you guys take care. Seriously, I'll see all you probably tomorrow morning. And that'll be it. So, see you guys later. Take it easy. Bye-bye. Adios. Hasta luego.